day. The only comment from Major League Baseball came on a fan support site. It said, "We are aware of this issue and expect a resolution shortly." According to a site that tracks user gripes, in the first hour of the problems, there were more than 20,000 complaints.
I've got a cheat sheet over here because, we were going to be, thought we were going to be up the hall in the other studio.
At this hour, the Dow is down 710 points. The Nasdaq down 460.
I have to have notes to keep me on track sometimes because it'll just start being just like good old boy conversation. We need to be talking about it.
That makes for good radio.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Brings the artist home to you.
Yeah.
While running errands and
Good afternoon, 106 here, WNCW. Support for our programming comes from you, our member, and from Fifth Season Gardening, local organic gardening specialists offering a wide selection of organic seeds, soils, plant starts, and more for spring gardeners, plus houseplants and pottery. South Tunnel Road, Asheville, and online at fifthseasonasheville.com. Support comes from Mellow Mushroom in Greenville's historic West End, the originators of hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza, and offering calzones, hoagies, salads, and a full bar featuring local craft beers. Dine-in ready and online for delivery at mellowmushroom.com, feeding your head since 1974. All right, Joe Green here, live in the Air Studio, and proud to welcome a fellow. We've played a song or two from you. Joel Timmons, welcome to WNCW. Welcome back to WNCW.
Thanks for having me back.
Who were you with last time you were here?
I think I was with Maya DeVitri the last time I was in here, and then Soul Driven Train before that. And
Lover's Leap.
Lover's Leap, yeah.
That's been since I've been here in the last 10 years, so you're not a stranger around here. I saw you hugging friends in the hallway and everything. Welcome back.
I'm just very proud to be a part of the family here at WNCW.
Yeah, you're on your way through. You were playing with Maya, a couple nights ago in Nashville?
Yep, we had some dates in the Northwest last week, Portland, Seattle, Talent, Oregon, and Point Townsend, Washington. And then we had a show in Nashville 2 nights ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really nice to bring it back home.
Well, I was looking to see if there was a show here tonight, and I thought, he's just coming by to see us because he loves us.
Yeah, well, and also I love my wife, and she's playing in Charlotte tonight, so
yeah,
we're gonna peel off over to the Brooks and Dunn concert and catch Molly Tuttle and Golden Highway as the first act on that bill tonight.
Man, what a show!
Yeah, and David Lee Murphy in the middle.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm glad to know he's still out there playing too.
A little dust on the bottle, but he's still going, you know?
Yeah, I bet that's a joke he makes on stage.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because it's been years ago I played his records on the air. But yeah, what a show though. Molly Tuttle and Golden Highway would be a show all by itself, and then Brooks and Dunn too.
Yeah.
Wow. Lucky you, man.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys fitting this in.
Well, we're glad you could come by. Are you going to do songs off the new album?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, we love all the songs, but we're loving this new album. So, psychedelic surf country.
Yeah, we'll start off with the country side of things here. This is Cottage by the Sea. I've been all around this world, but no place could I find suited me as well as the coast of Caroline. If I only had my way, you know that I would be on my little island home in a cottage by the sea. But my mother, bless her heart, well, she couldn't stand the change. She liked her town small, she liked her neighbors strange, and the money from up north came like a hurricane. Of all my childhood friends, but a seldom few remain on that little island home in a cottage by the sea, where my younger years were spent, living in a salty dream, swimming underneath the stars in the distant harbor light, with the lovers of my youth on those island summer nights. I've been all around this world, but no place could I find that suited me as well as the coast of Caroline. And if I only had my way, you know that I would be on that little island home in a cottage by the sea. On my little island home in a cottage by the sea.
Joel Timmons live here in the Air Studio at WNCW today. That sounds like paradise to me. Listen to that song. That's one that I've played a lot off of the record. And I just think it just puts you in a good mental place, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What was some of your inspiration for this record, for psychedelic surf country? I was intrigued by the name of the album. When we first got it.
Well, the name came after it was all done, you know, sort of trying to sum it up, you know. And then I was like, oh, that's a pretty good, that was like an elevator pitch, you know, of the genre. But then I thought that's a pretty good title too.
Yeah.
But that song and a couple other ones kind of come from childhood memories of growing up on the coast and, you know, memories of my childhood home there. There's a song about my dad lighting the neighborhood on fire to impress me and my younger brother. And then,
Hold my beer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a lot of like personal stuff, I would say, you know. A little bit looking out, but a lot of looking back.
Yeah. We mentioned, you know, your other musical endeavors. You were founding member of Soul Driven Train, and that's how many years now? 20?
This is our 25th year.
25th year.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to think it was like Mother's Day weekend in the year 2000 when we played our first little concert on Folly Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we still like each other and we still get together.
Friends for a really long time.
Yeah, yep.
Probably, well, even before Soul Driven Train. Right?
Yeah, I mean, me and Russ and Ward, the two horn players in Soul Driven Train, I met those guys at the Lang Middle School band room. They were in 6th grade, I was in 7th. They were already lifelong friends, and we all became a little clique pretty quickly.
Well, man, the music that resulted has given us a lot of pleasure here, so thank you for that. And you're working with Maya. She produced this album for you, right?
Yeah, I've been a fan of Maya DeVitri's back to the Stray Birds days, so it was a thrill to end up in Nashville at the same time. I think we both moved there in 2015, and I started going to her solo shows like at the 5 Spot and at Dee's Country Cocktail Lounge. Started off as a fan and then eventually a friend, and recorded a little bit of vocals on one of her records, and then she asked me to play guitar with her, and then just like watching the way that she approaches recording, songwriting, band leading, all of that just is really impressive, and so I asked her to produce my album, and that was the first time she'd produced for someone not herself. So it was a big step for both of us, and she did a tremendous job as far as helping me get the songs ready before we even went in the studio, and then assembling an awesome band, finding a great studio space in Nashville, making everybody comfortable and joyful, and knew when to say, yep, you got it, and knew when to say, no, let's give it one more shot. So I didn't have to like make those decisions. I could just kind of play my best and trust.
You kind of add another facet to her career as well. So.
Yeah. Since then, she's done a few more production projects, so I think that will be something that she becomes known for.
You all have some more dates together as well as far as concerts coming up. I was looking, I put some of them down, but you can go ahead and tell us.
Oh gosh, you're putting me on it. I believe the first weekend of May, we're coming to Asheville. We're going to be at the Shikori Hill, is that
Shikori Hills Grassroots
That's
Festival.
the one. That's the one. We're going to be there. I didn't have my cheat sheet in front of me. And then I think that same weekend we're coming to do a Sunday concert series in Asheville.
Yeah, May 4th I had an Asheville show for you.
Yeah, that's it.
And you and Shelby have a show April 19th according to the tour schedule, and I was like, man, how did they manage to, you know, your wife, sure, but y'all both are super busy with your own careers and things.
Yeah,
how do you manage that?
It's an Easter miracle that we're getting to do a show together for sure. Yeah, that's going to be down in Allendale Green outside Charleston.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been an amazing journey the last few years for her with the Golden Highway, but it has taken a lot of calendar meetings and you know, cross country trips and a lot of negotiating to keep the marriage going. We kind of put Sally and George on not on ice, but you know, like on a very slow simmer.
Well, that's okay.
We got a long-standing arrangement, though.
We're patient. We'll wait for some more.
Exactly.
But we're, you know, glad to have. We enjoy the music from all of your endeavors and projects there. Matter of fact, let's do another song. When we talk some more, I wanted to change gears a little, but go. Let's have another song.
Great. I'd love to play. While we're talking about Shelby, I'll play one about her dad. He's a real tough banjo player, meat scientist, and cowboy who lives out in Wyoming. And the first time I traveled out there with her, we'd been dating for a few months, and she warned me there's going to be like an interrogation or a questionnaire that happens, you know. So I was sort of prepared, and then we got in the truck and we're driving out to their place, and sure enough, he starts asking questions and ticking off the score and on his imaginary scoreboard. And I think I passed with a C, but I've continued to improve my score over the years, you know.
I can imagine your anticipation, you know, meeting a dad from Wyoming, and you know, we know how they are. You know, all you have to do is like watch 1923 or something.
Yeah,
those
totally.
Wyoming folks are, you know.
And I was probably wearing flip-flops, you know.
What is that?
Still don't own a pair of cowboy boots, but we really bonded over music. And you know, he's a really wonderful person, despite his gruff.
He's a banjo player. How about
Yeah, right. He's only so warped, you know. But yeah, here's guitars, guns, and pickup trucks. If you're gonna date my daughter, got a little list. It's a bit of a questionnaire. Won't you tell me this? Now, do you have health insurance and a college degree? What kind of job do you work? Do you eat red meat? Mr. Guitars, guns, and pickup trucks, the all-American way. Just agree about 2 out of 3. We might make it to Laramie. He's got a chest like a barrel, standing 6 feet tall. He's got a deer and an antelope head hanging on the living room wall. He likes to drink Budweiser, turn on a wrench. But when he pulled out his old Gibson, well, I knew that we'd be friends. Me and Mr. Guitars, guns, and pickup trucks, the all-American way. If we could just agree about 2 out of 3, we might make it to Laramie. Too much whiskey, too much wine, too much work, gonna make you lose your mind. Oh, but you can't have too much guitars, guns, and pickup trucks. And you can't have too much love. You can't have too much love. Ooh. You can't have too much love. And come November, when the cold winds blow, he climbs up into the mountains to hunt elk in the snow. I'm thinking I might join him, though I do not own a gun. We could shoot the bull and kill some time and get a truck stuck for fun. Me and Mr. Guitars, Guns, and Pickup Trucks, the all-American way. If we can just agree about 2 out of 3, we might make it to Laramie. Yeah, guitars, guns, and pickup trucks, that's the all-American way. About 2 out of 3, we might make it to Laramie. Yeah. You might make it in this family. We might make it in the USA.
Joel Timmons here in WNCW's Air Studio playing songs from his new album, Psychedelic Surf Country. Gotta say, that was my immediate favorite on the album.
Oh, I'm glad you like it, man.
No big shocker there, I'm sure, you know. And I didn't mean to single out Wyoming dads, because you know what? The dads here in North Carolina, South Carolina are going to be exactly the same way.
They got the same script for sure.
Exactly.
They got a pretty daughter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I started laughing about getting something stuck, getting the truck stuck or whatever. I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
You know, and you can make it a fun time, really.
Sometimes that's the objective.
That's right.
We're gonna just keep driving until we get stuck, and then we'll get out.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I bet you're getting a lot of great reaction from that when you do it live.
It's
folks,
really fun live.
super
Yeah, for
relatable
sure.
song.
Yeah, we got to sing it the other night in Nashville, and Jason Carter recorded on it with me.
Oh,
and I had the full studio band for that track. We had Brett Resnick on the steel, Mark Rodabaugh on the drums, Ethan Yojevitz on bass. Shelby was there singing harmonies with me, and Jason Carter playing fiddle and singing harmonies. We hit that chorus with a 3-part harmony, man. It felt real good.
He's been sawing on a lot of people's records lately, man.
Musically promiscuous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time I turn around, it's like so-and-so with Jason Carter.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got this band that I've only heard of for a little while called Remedy Tree, and he's playing with them, you know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know you guys, but I want to get to know you, because if Jason Carter likes you enough to play, then,
Yeah.
you know.
He's such a brilliant player and so generous and so sweet. Yeah, it's been really nice to get to know him.
He's been here in Studio B for himself. Gosh, who did he come with? I'm forgetting who he was here with, and that's really awful.
Maybe Traveling McCurry's or maybe
he's
Dell,
been
you
here,
know, yeah.
He's been here with Dell and them,
Mhm.
but also with Moses. I can't. Old man brain is killing me, man, killing me. And I can't. It's just one of those. It's on the hard drive, and I can't retrieve it right now. But anyway, he's been here of his own, and then been here with, of course, with Dell and them
Yeah.
too. So.
Shout out to him for the Cleveland Carter album. If you hadn't heard that, Michael Cleveland and him have just released a blazing bluegrass record.
Dude, it melts your face off.
Yeah.
Bluegrass right there.
Yeah.
The two of them together. When I
Yeah.
heard that was coming, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Show me where to download.
Uh-huh.
But you know, you're lucky tonight. You're going to see Molly Tuttle, and Jason's wife's playing with her, right?
Bronwyn Keith Hines,
Yeah.
yep. Yep, and actually, this weekend, Bronwyn's not playing with Molly because she's out doing her own shows. I think she might even be playing in Asheville tonight, or maybe she played Asheville last night.
I've got the live music calendar over there. You're right.
Yeah,
She is doing
she's
solo.
out with East Nashgrass this weekend.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so keep an eye out for her on her own, you know?
Man.
Yeah.
This the bluegrass family, boy, it's just like all kind of crazy, and I'm glad to see it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm glad that the crowds are responding, and well, Shelby and Molly and Billy and people like that, they're
Yep.
the ones that's making all the excitement, I think, for and bringing more people to bluegrass music.
It's been amazing. Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up playing bluegrass. We used to listen to, Prairie Home Companion and stuff and hear it, but I didn't grow up playing that music, and getting together with Shelby has really been a deep dive into the genre. And yeah, Sierra Hull's got great music out these days. Yeah, and just getting to see those people up close playing that music and then become friends with them has just been an amazing gift that Nashville has given me.
Well, they come through here, and many of them are kind enough to drop in and play in the studio here, and they're always so nice. I mean, just seem like genuinely nice people, not putting on for the radio folks. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
They're just salt of the earth people. And
yeah, it's
I
a
don't know how else to-
community-oriented genre, like you just get together with people and pick and share, and maybe that's part of it.
how about another song, and then we'll talk a little about Soul Driven Train. How about that?
That sounds good. I'd like to do a Luke Bell song that I covered. It was the first single I put out. It's called The Bullfighter, and Luke was also living in Nashville at the same time I was there, so I got to meet him at Dee's Country Cocktail Lounge and hear him sing this song, and I wish he was still around to sing it himself. You
No
know?
kidding.
Yeah. I get loud when I get mad. I get tough when I get sad. I'll tangle with the horns like a Spaniard in the pit. I'm here to play for blood, boys, and I'll be here till the end. For I am the bravest bullfighter that ever dared the pen. Yes, I am the bravest bullfighter that ever dared the pen. I've tied one on the night, and I'm mean enough to fight. I'm looking for the world to disagree. So sound the trumpet, folks, and grab your lances, friends, for I am the bravest bullfighter that ever dared the pen. Yes, I am the bravest bullfighter that ever dared the pen. You can try to crucify me, and I don't care if you don't like me. I tell you I'll be waiting in my golden cave. And when the spit meets the dirt, boys, I'll greet you with a grin. For I am the bravest bullfighter that ever dared the pen. Yes, I am the bravest bullfighter that ever dared the pen. Some folks are getting tired. They get old and lose their fire. They find the grace of life to lean upon. But due to forces I, just as long as I live, for I am the bravest bullfighter that ever dared the pen. Yes, I am the bravest bullfighter that ever dared the pen.
It's WNCW and Joel Timmons here live in the studio today. I think you'd be proud of that, the way you do that song. It's really great.
Thanks.
Soul Driven Train. Now you're gonna. I looked at the schedule. You got some dates coming up with them later this year, or
Yeah, let's see. We're playing in Charleston the 30th of May.
Right.
And then we're going to go up to the Rooster Walk Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that comes before the end of May. Yeah, the Rooster Walk Festival Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe our next show. We were down in Key West this year and down the Virgin Islands. It's kind of seasonal destination, sort of leisure touring at this point, you know.
Soul Slam Mountain Jam. That was y'all's festival, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And are you having it this year too?
We're not having it this year. Sadly, USA Raft is not going to be in any state
right.
to present an event like that.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out something else to do Labor Day weekend. It's looking like it's going to be down in Charleston, but I'm still working on the plans for that to send some funds and some love up to our friends in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of figured the situation, up there, was probably the reason why I didn't see any press about Soul Slam Mountain.
Yeah, we were hopeful for a little bit, but it's not. They're not going to have the road ready, not going to have the facilities ready. Yeah.
Maybe next year.
I think very, very much so next year. Yeah.
We can hold out hope for that.
Yeah.
But I know that's something you guys look forward to every year, and great music and great fellowship.
Yeah.
So,
shout out to our friends up there at USA Raft. Love
USA
y'all.
Raft. Irwin.
Irwin, that's right. Yeah.
Because we always have it on our calendar here and try to do all we can to help promote it for you guys.
Yeah.
Because I mean, folks love it. So okay, Soul Driven Train, you're going to be out. Oh, the guitar. I was listening, and of course, to myself, remarking in my head that I love the way you play. But you told me a story about that guitar off the air, and I thought I always get into folks' instruments because I know we got instrument nerds out there.
Oh yeah.
Listening and love to hear stories about what they want to know what you're playing, but also any pertinent stories that go along with it. You got a nice Gibson there.
This is like I believe it's like a 1962, but it's sometime from the first half of the 60s.
Finally, something older than me. Right?
Yeah, it's weathering well. It's a Gibson LG3, so it's kind of a small-bodied guitar, but I love it. The strings are like a little bit medium dead right now, and I just love the kind of plunky sound that it gets in this sort of state. You know, I brought another guitar with me that I'll play, and it's a more modern small body guitar. It's built by Bourgeois, a company up in Maine that makes lovely instruments. So it'll be a contrasting tone.
Okay.
Yeah. But this one, this guitar came to Nashville with Shelby when she moved there from Wyoming, on loan from her friend Bill McKay. Shout out to Bill, great songwriter out there in Laramie. He thought she needed a small guitar to take to Nashville to write hit songs on. And sure enough, she wrote a bunch of songs on it. We got together. I fell in love with her and this guitar. And then a few years ago, Bill McKay called and said, "Hey, I need to sell that guitar. Bring it on back." And we said, "How about we just bring you some money?" And that we worked out a deal. So now it's part of the family forever.
Oh, wow. See, that's the kind of guitar story you want to hear right there. And, no big drama. It's just a great kind of a love story of guitar.
Bill is a patient salesman. I don't know if that was his goal all along, but it worked.
Talking to Joel Timmons in here. We've been playing you tunes off his latest one, Psychedelic Surf Country, and we will continue to do so. And this is your first solo record, and I asked you kind of a dumb but obvious question off the air about, hey, this is your debut solo all this time, and this is your first solo album. And kind of I knocked myself in the head after kind of asking why, but hello, you kind of had some other stuff going on, right?
Yeah, no, I've Soul Driven Train has kept me busy for a lot of years, and then that sort of dovetailed into Sally and George, and we did 2 records, and then did a recording with Billy and Mary up there in Weaverville as Lover's Leap, and then I've been involved with Maya, and along the way there's just been like a few songs and just sort of a creative statement that I wanted to make that I couldn't make in those bands. There's always a degree of sharing the vision and compromise that comes in those collaborations. Which I think is I'm really proud of all that stuff too, but I just wanted to try it.
Sure.
Yeah, and it was terrifying and liberating all at once. It was really just amazing to get in the studio with, these guys were like hired as like side people, but they're just brilliant players and brilliant artists and creatives, and they just brought everything to the sessions and really lifted the songs up and made me feel so good.
Yeah, wow. I was wondering too about the history, you and Shelby deciding to do Sally and George. Was that those names are significant to her and to you, right?
Yeah, well, that was her maternal grandparents were Sally and George. So we were out in Laramie. This is probably like maybe 2016 or something. And her grandfather George had just passed away. Her mom was cleaning out his house down in Colorado and bringing back, all these old clothes that he'd kept, and some of them he'd kept for 30 years. There were Sally's old dresses, like still in plastic.
Wow.
And so we were trying on their clothes and going into the recording studio there in Laramie and working on our first record. And we're like, oh, we're stepping out like Sally and George, and it kind of stuck. We had been, some of our alternate names were Surf and Turf, which still to me is, maybe we'll make a record called Surf and Turf. And then also Beauty and the Bass, but then we were arguing about who was Beauty and who was the bass.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. But it's a great concept, and with a great deep meaning behind it, and the concept. The two of you are clearly pretty creative together, I think.
We have a great time. Yeah, she helped me write a lot of these songs on the record, and she was there for a lot of the recording, not playing bass but singing harmonies, and then she's got music coming out too. Then I've helped write some of that stuff.
Yeah, I was going to get to that because we talked about it off the air.
Yeah, she's released 2 singles now. You can listen to Million Reasons or Streets of Boulder. The Million Reasons is a Lady Gaga cover, but she's got the Nashville A-list Bluegrass Cats playing on it, and her lovely vocals. There's more music coming. Keep your ears tuned for Shelby Means.
Matter of fact, I think Million Reasons is sitting in my email queue waiting to be over to my zip drive.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, I've literally just been avalanched with new bluegrass releases and stuff lately. It's just hard to keep up.
It's amazing. Like between Sierra Hull and Alison Krauss and I'm With Her, and Shelby Means, like these women in bluegrass are just
coming on strong.
They're coming on strong. I'm here for it.
Me too. And then you still got Rhonda putting out some tunes and working the Opry all the time, and you still got Dale Ann Bradley overcoming medical issues and putting out new music and stuff.
Vicki Vaughn just released a single also. Yeah. another bass chick.
And Valerie Smith got new music from her recently as well. I mean, it's not
awesome.
an old boys club anymore.
Nope, that's true.
And we're happy about that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Do you need to change guitars?
Yeah, I've got one tuned up in a different tuning here. I wanted to play this song, and it's cool we were talking about Soul Driven Train because I originally recorded this song with Soul Driven Train, but wanted to update it and re-recorded it, and had Oliver Wood sing guest harmonies on it, and Dominic Leslie plays some mandolin on it.
Holy cow.
Yeah, really. So
Oliver's been here with us in Studio B, solo and with Wood Brothers too.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to have. Always a great show here.
Yeah, what a guy. Maya and I got to open up a tour for those guys last fall, and became pretty much quick buddies.
Yeah.
Oliver, he was showing me pictures of his mullet back in the day. And I said, well, it's still in there, man. Just get me a pair of scissors. I'll bring it back out. But
there you go.
He wouldn't let me.
I didn't mention that. I'm always envious of, you're not nearly as old as me, but you, even when I was your age, I didn't have that kind of hair. I mean, he has got an admirable mullet going on. Sorry we don't have a Facebook Live going today in here. But yeah, man, that's something to be proud of.
Marty Stewart, I'm coming for you.
I always thought the biggest crime would be if Marty Stewart went bald.
Yeah.
And I don't think that'll ever happen.
I don't think it will. And he'll probably start wearing a wig if it does.
Okay.
So here we are in this place, on this earth, bound by space. We can reach up to the heavens, we can reach up to the sky. We can wonder, ponder why. Sometimes I wonder why we even try. Hands and feet, dirt and sweat, Mountain Creek, oh, don't forget. The potting wheel is spinning, the time is passing by. I am learning, but I will die. The time I have right now's just fine. All I really want to do is be right here with you. All I really want to do is be with you, be with you. All I really want to do is be right here those days like this, little sunshine bliss. Oh, touch and kiss. Don't ask me why I'm dancing, 'cause I don't even know, it just seems to flow. That's all I know. Just say high and low. All I really wanna do is be right here with you. All I really wanna do is be with you, be with you. Hands and feet and dirt and sweat and right here with you. All I really wanna do is be right here with you. You. It's in our hands. Let the spirit move. Let's make some plans. That power is inside us. Help us make our groove. We can make it rocky, or we can make it smooth. All I know is we're the ones to choose. All I know is we can never lose. All I know is we're the ones to choose.
Check that sustain. It's Joel Timmons live here at WNCW. Man, you weren't kidding about that bourgeois. Did I get that right? Bourgeois?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is quite a box here, huh?
Yes,
yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Heavy duty.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great. And that song, I bet some folks are going, oh yeah, I know that song. You know
cool.
the word.
Cool.
So yeah. The new album is called Psychedelic Surf Country. And you're going to see the wife in Charlotte tonight.
Yeah.
I want you to tell her, of course, we stand behind her, and her solo music as well. As she gets to, the solo album coming and all that sort of thing, the red carpet is out. The welcome is there. If she wants to come, here to the station and be with us, be happy to help her promote that music and everything. So,
that's awesome. I'll let her know.
Gosh, and I'm envious, that you're going to that great show tonight.
It's going to be really fun.
Oh,
yeah.
you know it is,
yeah.
man. Where are they playing in Charlotte?
Oh, the big arena. I can't remember what the sponsor is. It's a
PNC Music Pavilion, or is that PNC Music Pavilion?
I think it's a different one than that.
Different one.
You're not doing so good on the details.
I can't think of them right now either. Like I couldn't think of that guy's name earlier.
Yeah.
Ooh, terrible. And you prepare for these things, but you never know what you're going to talk about. Maybe.
I would like to mention that I am going to be bringing the Psychedelic Surf Country Band to the Purple Onion in Saluda on the 6th of September. That's a ways away.
Yeah.
But that's I'll have the pedal steel and everything, the fiddle and all that, so.
And the Purple Onion, what a great venue to play.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a great space, and I love the atmosphere in there, just hanging out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to come see you and the band, that'd be great too. So there you go, September 6th.
That's right.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
then. Mark that on your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, Joel, I appreciate you coming by today. It's great to have you here again at the station, and great that it was my turn to be with you.
Thanks so much, Joe. Appreciate you having me.
All right, y'all. You'll be hearing more from Psychedelic Surf Country, and of course, hopefully this is not Joel's first and last solo album. Hopefully you get to work on another one for too long.
Well, it took me 45 years to do this one, so by the time I'm 90, I ought to have another one at this rate.
Okay, let's hope not. Thanks again for coming by, man.
Thank you.
All right, well, I say goodbye to Joel. I'm going to, let's see, we're going to play something, aren't we? How about some Johnny Blue Skies on WNCW?